Good afternoon and welcome. We invite you to please rise as you are able as Matt Opitz from our Office of Development and Alumni Relations leads us in our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
We thank Matthew. We celebrate his beautiful voice and the fullness of head and heart that he brings to his contributions to our school. Staff, faculty, students, all the partners of the school. Please be seated. Students, family members, friends, faculty, staff, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the University of Minnesota School of Nursing 2022 Spring Commencement Ceremony. And thank you to our distinguished guests who join us on stage for this special day, including the Honorable University of Minnesota Regent Mary Davenport and Dr. Brian Sick, representing the Office of the Associate Vice President for Academic Health Sciences. Welcome, Brian. We also extend our gratitude to the members of the Dean's National Board of Visitors for being with us on this momentous occasion. We are grateful that so many of our students and their families and friends could join us today. This ceremony is held in a magnificent auditorium, and we are honored to share together this special day. We have additional persons celebrating with the graduates, friends, and family via the live stream. This is Nurses Week, and we likely have quite a few nurses in this audience who are or have advanced health and served our communities, as well as inspired and supported today's graduates. Might we ask you to stand, those nurses in attendance, so we can share our appreciation for you. While celebrating in this great auditorium, we acknowledge that the Twin Cities campus of the University of Minnesota is built within the traditional homelands of the Dakota people. We recognize the long-standing relationship between the land and the Dakota people, the traditional stewards of this land. And we also acknowledge the violence of colonialism, and ongoing racism toward Indigenous people. We are growing in our realization that the healthcare system meant to protect and heal people has supported structures of racism causing ongoing trauma and health inequities. By living here, working here, and using the resources of this place and in this moment, we now participate in this experience together. Students, accomplishments such as those we are recognizing today aren't possible without the selfless contributions of parents, spouses, partners, children, friends, mentors, tutors, scholarship donors, and classmates, many of whom are with us here in Northrop today, and including those joining us on the live stream. The support of these individuals, along with some who are no longer with us, have provided you, our graduates, during your studies, critical support for your success. Graduates, let us share a moment of appreciation for these special people who are here and those watching your ceremony today from home. We also acknowledge the incredible efforts of the School of Nursing faculty, most of whom are nurses. Both those seated here on stage and those watching online. We celebrate gratitude for their role in making this day, your degree, possible. As nurses so often do, they found a new way to get the job done. They pivoted on how they delivered your courses as COVID dictated. They innovated new simulations to make sure you were prepared to start or advance your career in nursing. And they worked tirelessly to ensure that your clinical experiences remained possible. And you know what? They did this all the while they were managing the impact of the pandemic on their own work and families. Graduates, please join me in recognizing this remarkable faculty and their remarkable efforts on your behalf. I ask now that we turn our attention to the screen for a message for our incredible supporter of nursing, our school, and you, our students. University of Minnesota President, Joan Gable.
Hello, class of 2022. Congratulations. It is your graduation day, and I know I speak for many of us that we could not be more proud, more honored, more humbled to walk alongside you as you complete this incredibly interesting educational journey that you've been on over these last few years. I want to thank all of your professors and advisors and all of the faculty and staff who've worked with you along the way. And I also want to thank your family and friends and supporters, because navigating this in the best of times, it is a team sport, but these last few years have been extraordinary, and it has taken every single one of you for us to be here at this joyful celebration today. So thank you to everybody. Graduates, for you in particular, the period of time during which you pursued your education was unique. You have been tested in every possible way, and you have not only passed those tests, but you have thrived in this incredibly challenging environment. And my hope for you is that as you reflect back on the uniqueness of this time, that while we can acknowledge that there were moments that were not fun, and that for many of us actually resulted in suffering, that also you have had a gift of the uniqueness in your experience, and that has prepared you without question for a successful professional journey, but hopefully also for what we in education would call a life well lived, where you have the tools and the competencies and the internal awareness and understanding of what you will need in order to be happy and fulfilled professionally and personally. A few days ago, we actually hosted the memorial for Vice President Walter Mondale, and there's a quote on the wall of the Jimmy Carter Presidential Library from the late Vice President Mondale, who said at the end of his time in office, "We told the truth, we obeyed the law, we kept the peace." And of course, Vice President Mondale was talking about the unique responsibilities he had in his role as Vice President of the United States, and also summing up some of the other public service that he did. But really what he's talking about is doing the right thing and enduring under the most challenging times. And for you all, that will be as caregivers and truth tellers. But there is no question that the challenges that you have faced as individual students and as a member of a community that has been through a lot over these last few years, that you are ready to tell the truth, obey the law, keep the peace in the version that makes sense for you in your own lives, in your own personal leadership, and in your professional success. You have what you need in order to be the kind of people that he was talking about. You have your values despite your pressure that you experienced up to this point, and that in some ways you will continue to experience as you take on sometimes difficult circumstances. It means that, in my opinion, you are prepared to be the next great generation. What you have endured has crystallized your strength, and you will hear from many people in my generation and in other generations that were counting on you. And I hope you feel that as an endorsement of your strength rather than as pressure, rather than as an undue burden, that we think the future is bright because of what you have faced and survived and thrived within. And we have confidence in what you will be able to do in these next chapters and as you go along through your life and through your professional journey. So I see your path as one of promise, as one of optimism, as one of a future that has all kinds of opportunities available to it because of what you've been through and because of the uniqueness of your time. So I encourage you and I challenge you to be bold and inspired. I look forward to seeing all the things that you will accomplish, and I hope you will always know that you can come home to the University of Minnesota, where we are so completely and utterly proud of you. So congratulations, class of 2022, and thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you today.
Graduates, as President Gable said, the period of time in which you completed your studies was unique and challenging. I agree wholeheartedly with President Gable that time will show that these experiences were also gifts. The events that shaped your years and studies at the university also uniquely shaped you and how you will welcome what comes next. Graduates from both our Twin Cities and Rochester campuses, what you have experienced has and will make you different from previous generations of nursing students and all health professionals. It has and will change the way you engage and expand within this profession. Your experience will forever remind you of innovation and what is possible, of resiliency, of the importance of self-care, and the importance of kindness. And they will empower you throughout your career and your life. While you were on this educational journey, COVID-19 exposed long overlooked disparities in the healthcare system and brought much needed attention to social determinants of health. It did other things. It also elevated the need to put more focus on well-being, particularly for those in the healthcare professions. It put more focus on how to better address burnout. It has also brought the transparency of the most dire nursing shortage experienced in decades. Society welcomes you. During this time as students, also extreme heat and extreme cold, droughts and floods, wildfires, and 100 and 500-year-old storms occurring with regularity refocused us on the link between the health of the planet and the health of its people. And just a few miles from here, from where we are gathered right now, the senseless murder of George Floyd brought long overdue attention to institutional racism and inequities within our community, our healthcare system, and even within our university. 113 years ago, this school was founded on the principles that educating nurses, not just training them, as was the practice everywhere then, would help society recognize the worth of human life, conserve human health, and provide for social justice. In fact, Dr. Richard Olding Beard, the visionary who led the effort to found our school, was a staunch advocate for nursing's potential. He would be proud of what you and our nursing graduates already have and will continue to accomplish. Listen to this. In 1923, Beard was addressing the School of Nursing's graduation. And this is what he told the students. I quote, "The history of a university or a school may be guided or misguided by its governing body. It may be inspired or uninspired by its faculty, but it is actually written in the work and in the play, in the life and character, in the future achievements of its students." End quote. So as President Gable said, as Richard Olding Beard's resonate, our confidence in you is firm and strong. It is because of this and unique gifts the class of 2022 from both our Twin City and Rochester campuses have received in their time here, despite the challenges. You have received in this moment the school and health and well-being of our communities and our planets will never have a brighter future than you bring now. So on behalf of the University of Minnesota and the faculty and staff of this School of Nursing, we share sincere congratulations. Congratulations to each one of you on earning your degree on this day. We celebrate you. We extend our care, love, gratitude, and utmost our confidence in you. We now welcome Brian Sick, representing the Provost's office, to the podium. Brian Sick is a primary care, internal medicine, and pediatric physician. He serves in the medical school here at the University of Minnesota, and he also serves as the interim associate vice president for the academic health sciences. He was the director of Interprofessional Education for 6 years and continues to serve with colleagues from nursing and physical therapy as co-directors of the newly created Center for Interprofessional Health, founded in 2021. Brian, please join us.
Dean Delaney, members of the faculty, and distinguished guests, I'm honored and delighted to be here with all of you this afternoon in celebrating our wonderful students. On behalf of the Office of the Provost, I begin by saying congratulations to you, class of 2022. I know for many of you, the last 2 years are not what you may have pictured when you started your education, but I'm thrilled that you get to attend your commencement in person. I also want to recognize all of you who are supporting your graduate. Everybody on stage here knows that it takes a team to educate a health professional, and as the support structure behind your graduate, you are the most integral member of that team. Graduates, I want to make it clear you're graduating with a top-notch education, which I'm confident will prepare you to meet the challenges of the future. School of Nursing is the oldest nursing school in the country attached to a university and has some of the highest standards. The Doctor of Nursing Practice program is ranked 7th out of 158 programs in the country, including the number 2 ranked nurse midwifery program in the country. The Bachelor of Arts program is ranked 10th in the country out of 694 programs. It's also clear that you've trained at a school where diversity and inclusion are a priority. For the 6th consecutive year in a row, the University of Minnesota School of Nursing has received the Health Professions Higher Education Excellence in Diversity Award and is one of only 13 nursing schools to receive that award. So while I may be a physician by training, my primary focus here at the university is on interprofessional education, which is when 2 or more professions learn with, from, and about each other to improve health outcomes. It requires that all of us not only gain the knowledge, skills, and behaviors to become our own profession, but also gain the dual identity as a member of a team of health professionals. I know the exemplary education each of you received involved learning with, from, and about other professionals, and can say with confidence that each of you is going into the world prepared to work on the interprofessional teams that will improve the health of people, communities, and populations. On behalf of the Provost and the health science programs, I wish you the very best and congratulations.
We thank you, Brian, and we are totally congruent with it takes a team. Next, it's my delight and honor to introduce today's commencement speaker, Jeannine Rivet. Janine retired as Executive Vice President of UnitedHealth Group, where she worked with and on behalf of all business segments in areas focused on strategic business relationships, clinician advancement, culture, and social responsibility. Her previous roles at UnitedHealth Group included CEO of UnitedHealthcare, CEO of Angenics, CEO of Optum. She built that career on the foundation of earning a bachelor's degree in nursing from Boston College and a master's degree in public health from Boston University. She practiced as a registered nurse for several years. She did this prior to entering the managed care industry. Janine is a fellow of the American Academy of Nursing and has received a host of honors and accolades, many of which are noted in your program. Most significantly, Janine is a driving force. She is a driving force in challenging the industry to enhance health and well-being through information, collaboration, and advancement of optimal healthcare. I might add, although technically retired, Janine remains active on numerous boards and numerous advisory councils. She's a mentor to men and women in business, and she serves on our School of Nursing's Dean's National Board of Visitors, which I am profoundly grateful. Please join me in welcoming Jeannine Rivet.
Thank you, Connie, for that gracious introduction. A young girl and her father were walking in the mountains. Suddenly, the girl falls. She hurts herself, and she screams. Much to her surprise, she hears the scream repeating somewhere in the mountain. Curious, she yells, "Who are you?" She receives the answer, "Who are you?" Confused by the response, she screams, "Coward." Hearing the repeat of coward, she looks at her father and asks, "What's going on?" Father smiles and says, "Pay attention." And then he screams to the mountain, "I admire you." The voice answered, "I admire you." Then the father screams, "You are a champion." The voice answers, "You are a champion." The girl is surprised, but doesn't understand. Then the father explains that people call this an echo, but really it's life. It gives you back everything you say or do. Our life is simply a reflection of our actions. If you want more love in the world, create more love in your heart. If you want more competence in your teams, improve your own competence. This relationship applies to everything and all aspects of life. Life will give you back everything you have given to it. And I would add, education will also give you back everything you have put into it. It is with great pleasure and immense pride that I join you on your special day of well-deserved recognition, the echo of your accomplishments and your success. There are several themes that I will highlight throughout my comments today. Pride for your accomplishments. This is the beginning of a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the journey. Leadership. You can and will make a difference, and you probably already are, which is the theme of this month's Nurses Month. And enjoy life, be happy, and appreciate your journey. As I reflect on my special day, 54 years ago, yes, I am that old, I remember how excited I was to be receiving my nursing diploma, which was before I got my nursing degree, and how grateful I was to have family and friends in the audience, just like you today, to share this honor with me, given their patience and support during those intense study work years, as Connie alluded to, Dr. Dean Delaney alluded to. And I also remember looking forward to going back to what I thought would be a normal life after graduation, with just the usual challenges of balancing work and personal life, and enjoying those extra few hours, maybe reading a novel of my choice, or spending time with friends and family, or doing other things, and I'm guessing you're looking forward to that as well. In reality, my life, as Connie gave you a summary, Dean Delaney gave you a summary, my life has continued from my graduation day to be busy, exciting, challenging, and rewarding, both personally and professionally, and I wish the same for you. There is a saying that the young make the mistake of thinking that education can take the place of experience. The old make the mistake that experience can take the place of education. Well, as I reflected on my own life and career, I felt that with education and experience, I could apply my developing skills and knowledge to improving healthcare and healthcare systems. And my nursing skills and nursing foundation have taken me through every aspect of my career. It has grounded me. Nurses, as you probably know, are the most trusted health professional. We are problem solvers who see signs and symptoms, assess them, evaluate the options, make recommendations, and follow through. Then we evaluate and readjust, always focused on the best outcome for the patient, their family, and the community. These are the same skills used in business and in life, frequently called critical thinking, setting goals, working the process, demonstrating results, very transferable. In preparation for this commencement, I reviewed a bit of nursing history and realized how relevant it is today for today's celebration, and wonderful advice for you as you embark on your journey through life and career. Florence Nightingale, a name you know, is the best-known nurse in the world. Born in 1820 in Florence, Italy, she developed an interest in the social questions of the day, now called social determinants of health. Her parents refused to allow her to become a nurse, as in the mid-19th century, it was not considered a suitable profession for a well-educated woman. Nonetheless, Florence undertook 3 months of nursing training and then accepted a nursing position. During the Crimean War in 1854, she introduced female nurses into the military hospitals, and then she was called Lady-in-Chief, like our senior executives of today, or chief nursing officers or clinical officers or other titles. She proved that her skills and expertise were broad and produced much improved outcomes. It is said that her greatest achievement was to raise nursing to the level of a respectable profession. Her far-sighted reforms have influenced the nature of modern healthcare, and her writings continue to be a resource for nurses, health managers, and planners. Let me share 3 of her quotes. One from 1859. The most important practical lesson that can be given to a nurse is to teach them what to observe. Continue to look and listen as you learn more by telling and reacting. More than by telling and reacting. One from the late 1800s. Let whoever is in charge keep this simple question in their head, not how can I always do this right myself, but how can I provide the right thing to be done always? That's a great lesson in thinking about collaboration and teamwork. One from the early 1900s. Unless we are making progress in our nursing every year, every month, every week, take my word for it, we are going backwards. Or as someone more recently stated, unless you keep changing and growing, life will pass you by. Another nursing leader was born in the late 1800s, also influenced by war, this one World War I. She was focused on patient health and education. That's a name that should be familiar as well. That was Catherine Jane Densford, a former renowned dean of the School of Nursing. She was an extraordinary leader who combined creativity, collaboration, intelligence, curiosity, and integrity to provide leadership to this school and to the nursing profession, leading change through 3 decades. She shared, her quote is, "Knowledge is not enough. It may change with time. Wisdom does not change." Wisdom is knowledge illuminated by understanding and tempered by the compassionate heart. The compassionate heart humanizes knowledge, a great reference to nursing. She also believed that every nurse is a leader, as do I and my colleagues on this stage, and I hope you do as well. Being a leader is the ability to think straight, having knowledge of the past and a vision of the future, skills to do useful service, and the urge to fit that service into the well-being of the community. You can do that in many ways and in many roles, many practice settings, university, community, military service, hospital, I can go on and on. You've got a wide array of opportunities. Just remember that you are a nurse and you are a leader with or without a title, and you make a difference in people's lives. There are many opportunities for you to build on our wonderful nursing heritage, to take the challenge and be responsible, be accountable for continuous improvement, contributing the skills and talent for the betterment of healthcare. I had the honor of speaking at the commencement for the University of Minnesota School of Nursing in 2007, long before you were thinking about nursing. And I noted that at that time, the Wisconsin Nurses Association suggested that nurses in 2010, now think about that timeline, will have pride in and passion for nursing, form partnerships with patients, families, and other professionals, exercise leadership and power, own accountability for evidence-based practice, be as diverse as the population we serve, focus on wellness and prevention, thrive in the workplace, and use technology to optimize and extend effective care. 2010, and it's still appropriate in 2022. Today, maybe with a few more additions, given that these last few years have forced us into thinking about adaptability, innovation, creativity, and flexibility. And you've all survived it and learned from it. What an exciting time for you to move this agenda ahead. It's your agenda now. I'll add some advice. Be true to yourself. Know who you are, what you're good at, what you like to do. Don't try to be someone or something else just because somebody else is expecting it of you. Have high self-esteem. Be true to your values. Have integrity and expect it from others. Next, simplify. Life is complex, and frequently we create the complexity, and we have an opportunity to manage it. Tasks and projects are never as hard as they seem if you put them into components and manage the priorities. Don't worry about what's ahead. Go as far as you can, and from there you can see clearer and farther. Next, have ambition. You've obviously demonstrated that. Have the compulsion to strive for something worth achieving. You've done that. You've going to go through your next phase of this. Be prepared. Know your goal and plan your direction. Eleanor Roosevelt once said, "It takes just as much energy to wish as it does to plan." Be willing to change, which you've demonstrated that. This isn't a one-time be willing to change, it's be willing to adapt and take time for reflective questions about what you're doing, about yourself, about your purpose, your values, your actions, and shift when appropriate. Share your learnings with others. Information is power only when shared. And you have an opportunity now to help mentor others while you're continuing your own learning. Create your own harmony by accepting yourself, enjoying others, keep your sense of humor, be grateful, be present, and enjoy your work as well as your family and friends. Enrich your mind, your heart, and your soul. As George Burns, the actor, said, "I don't care what you do for a living, if you love it, you are successful." And that applies to at whatever you do for a living. If you continue to be a student, develop or expand a career, if you're a full-time parent or caregiver, love what you're doing, have fun, and be proud. In summary, I would like to congratulate you on this tremendous accomplishment. Thank you for allowing me the privilege of joining you on this very special day, sharing some of my thoughts and observations, and for giving me the opportunity to wish you well in all of your endeavors. I will leave you with this one final reflection from that famous author, Anonymous. Grapes must be crushed to make wine. Diamonds form under pressure. Olives are pressed to release oil. Seeds grow in darkness. Whenever you feel crushed, under pressure, pressed, or in darkness, you are in a powerful place of transformation and transmutation. Trust the process. I'm inspired by each of you. You are the heartbeat of healthcare. Be well, be happy, be proud, and enjoy life as you create your own echo and your own life journey. Congratulations.
We thank you, Janine. Wasn't that end quote precious? It's now my pleasure to introduce our student speakers. William Crain, representing the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program, and Hannah Balder from our D&P program in the Pediatric Nurse Practitioner Primary Care Specialty. She represents the graduates of our Doctor of Nursing practice and PhD programs. Allow me to introduce them. Will Crain came to the University of Minnesota from Wisconsin. and he's been active on our campus throughout the community in such activities as serving as a community advisor in the dorms and working in the School of Nursing's Lab and Simulation Center. Will says that what's been most important to him during his 4 years has been his work with the Health Advocate Program. This is a campus group dedicated to championing a variety of public health initiatives in our dormitories, apartments, and Greek life houses. Will is passionate about public health, geriatrics, palliative care. Will hopes to incorporate these areas into his future career. Hannah Balder, who grew up in Lakeville, Minnesota, credits her fascination with the human body and its capabilities and her 10th grade anatomy class for drawing her into nursing. She pursued her Bachelor's of Nursing Science degree at St. Catherine University in St. Paul, and upon graduation, joined the University of Minnesota Masonic Children's Hospital. She worked in the critical care float pool. She started that in 2016. In 2018, she joined the Fairview University's Children's Clinic, where she works today as a clinic registered nurse. Hannah says she looks forward to being invited into the lives of her patients and watching them grow and develop within their family systems. She's excited to meet coworkers of all walks of life and be part of a cohort working to improve health and our healthcare system. Please welcome Will, followed by Hannah, to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Delaney. Welcome faculty, staff, guests, and graduates. I feel so privileged and honored to be standing before my Twin Cities and Rochester classmates today to talk about the most tumultuous 4 years of our lives. Now, I know most of my classmates probably aren't surprised to see me up here giving this speech, considering that I was the only person who ever put on my camera or spoke up during Zoom classes. So why change things for you guys now? For you all, I'm willing to carry us through this last leg of class participation for old time's sake. When I found out that I would be giving our commencement speech today, a story from our clinical practice came to mind that I really wanted to share with you all. And sadly, no, this is not the story of the time during our labor and delivery rotation when the doctor came into the room and asked if I was the dad. Instead, the story I want to share with you all today is when I uttered something unforgivable to a patient, that I was going to be just a nurse. For context, patients and their loved ones often carry the unfortunate stereotype that if you're a male in nursing, you must be going on to become a doctor. This was the case one day during junior year clinicals when a patient asked me, "So what kind of doctor do you want to be?" To which I replied without thinking, "Oh no, I'm going to be just a nurse." Boy, did my preceptor never let me live that one down. Throughout the rest of the shift, I watched her hang bags of chemotherapy with dexterity like I had never seen, comfort grieving family as they learned about the terminal diagnosis of a loved one, and provide countless cares, often without so much as a thank you. At the end of the day, she told me, "I don't ever want you to think for a second that you are just a nurse, because it's nurses who keep this place afloat." Never did this feel truer than during the pandemic. My friends and family will be quick to tell you that I'm a nostalgic person. Graduations make me reminiscent of the people I've met and the experiences I've had that have shaped me into who I am today. However, this time around, the nostalgia feels a bit more like melancholy. It would be disingenuous for me to stand up here today and act like the sweetness that has come from these past 4 years has not been accompanied by a lot of bitterness for the things we lost. COVID forced us to change our plans over and over again, be unendingly flexible, and shift our expectations for what we hoped our college experience would look like. However, I think it's necessary for us to focus on what we accomplished as nursing students. Under normal circumstances, a BSN degree is far from an easy task. But on top of school, we stepped up to the plate and contributed to a strained healthcare system. Many of us served in the Medical Reserve Corps, community public clinics, and healthcare facilities as aides during the pandemic, something that was vital when the need for care was outpacing the number of available staff. We talked about our ongoing and newfound mental health struggles and engaged in an important dialogue about the racial and class disparities in our imperfect healthcare system. Even when it felt unobtainable and overwhelming, we stayed focused and kept working to get to this very moment. As we enter a workforce that needs nurses now more than ever, it's not lost on me how lucky we are. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. We've learned from clinicals that we will have good days and bad days. Some shifts we might leave feeling completely elated, and others will leave us feeling utterly defeated. But we will keep going back to provide a vital service. At the beginning of the pandemic, I felt unsure of myself and the world around me. I couldn't see a way in which we could all get to this moment. But as I stand on stage today, I think of the words from poet Amanda Gorman. So, while once we asked, how could we possibly prevail over catastrophe? Now we assert, how could catastrophe possibly prevail over us? Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2022.
Good afternoon and welcome, students, faculty, and family, to this special day. As mentioned, I'm a graduate of the Pediatric Primary Care DNP specialty, or the specialty that deals with angsty teens and crying babies all day that no one in their right mind would willingly sign up for. That's the great thing about this career, though. There's a nurse out there for everyone. In all seriousness, it is truly an honor to represent this intelligent, experienced, and respected group of people. In fact, the University of Minnesota Doctor of Nursing Practice program was recently ranked number 7 in the nation for the best nursing schools, and their PhD program houses multiple nationally recognized faculty. So today's ceremony is basically like the nursing Grammys. You should all be very proud to be here. It's safe to say that we as students would not have been nearly as successful at this point in our programs without the support of our families, friends, and mentors. I personally wanted to thank my husband, Joe, who has taken on the roles of sous chef, house project manager, and chief editor for the numerous papers I've written in the last 3 years. Thank you to my parents, my sisters, Grandma Nancy, and perhaps most importantly, my dog Otis. As I'm sure many of your pets can relate to, Otis didn't sign up to be a therapy animal, it just happened. And finally, thanks to a supportive and trusted colleague for helping write and edit today's remarks. Students, please take this time now to offer a round of applause for those in the audience who have played a role in getting you to this moment. I promise to try not to ramble, but feel free to cue the wrap-up music should this get a little bit long. I'll just say a few remarks about change, transitions, and giving ourselves grace. According to William Bridges, a respected author, speaker, and organizational consultant, change is something that happens to people, even if they don't agree with it. Transition, on the other hand, is internal. It's what happens in people's minds as they go through change. He goes on to highlight the 3 states of transition that people go through, including number 1, ending what currently is. For many of us, this is our RN position where we've skillfully treated human responses to their health problems, all while carrying out the orders and directives of an overseeing provider. Number 2, the neutral zone. This is the time between the old reality and sense of identity and the new one. I find myself in this camp currently, prepared to embrace my new roles and responsibilities, but emotionally feeling uncertain of what lies ahead. Then, number 3, the new beginning. This is marked by a release of energy in a new direction. As a result, people feel reoriented and renewed. This last part is worth repeating. After the end and the neutral zone, we will feel reoriented and renewed. We have bright and hopeful futures ahead. I was working on this speech a few weeks ago when we had our final in-person gathering as a cohort. During this meeting, we conveniently talked about transitions, including an indirect conversation about Bridges Solution, which is also known as transition management. For obvious reasons, I had no complaints about this. So, I can't take credit for the advice I'm about to give. My wise, insightful classmates and instructors spurred most of it. I'm simply the messenger in offering the following suggestions to help you own your transition. These include communicating, doing an audit of your readiness, and helping others realize the importance of their role. Communicate. Reach out to leadership, mentors, and peers. Create and connect with your network often, and don't suffer silently. Audit yourself. Check in on how you're feeling. Then, talk yourself up and own this hard-earned degree you are all receiving. Katie Emanuelson, one of my pediatric peers, talked about how proud she was to be a nurse first and to have the nursing background to draw from for the rest of her career. It is different from being a physician, but certainly not inferior. Remember that and own your education and perspective. Help others realize their importance. Healthcare is all about working in teams. Advocate for yourself and others, and don't forget your roots as a student, nursing assistant, or other less distinguished title. Treat these people with respect, as they are just as vital to your success as your shiny new degree. And finally, though not a part of Bridges' solution, but still vitally important, give yourself grace. My favorite preceptor constantly tells her patients, we are all works in progress. When it comes to interacting with your patients, be human. Say sorry when something inevitably comes out wrong or not in the way you intended. They will understand and appreciate this. So, you've all accepted and embraced change just by taking the plunge to embark on and successfully complete this degree. Now, let's get to the fun part, celebrating your hard work and achievements. We did it. Thank you for your time, and congratulations to the graduating class of 2022.
Will and Hannah, thank you. As I was listening to both of you, your reflections and your advice actually apply to all of us. Thank you. Yeah. I want to also mention that you're just, Will and Hannah, wonderful exemplars of our student bodies in Rochester and in the Twin Cities, and again, as you hear over and over, our bright future. While Cheryl Lanigan, president of the School of Nursing Alumni Society, is unable to join us today, we welcome someone many of our students know very well, Clinical Associate Professor Laura Kirk. Laura will represent the Alumni Society. As a 3-time alum of the School of Nursing and the faculty representative to the Alumni Board, Laura has spent her nearly 30-year career in nursing focused on the health and well-being of older adults and preparing nurses and developing programs to care for and address the needs of this burgeoning population of older adults across diverse care settings. Laura teaches in a collaborative effort between student and teacher that has many similarities to the nurse-patient relationship. And it is within these relationships that the nurse educator has an opportunity to role model safe, effective, and ethical nursing practice. Please welcome Laura Kirk.
Thank you, Dean Delaney. It's so wonderful to see you and see you not on Zoom. You're actually three-dimensional. That's so exciting. As a member of the School of Nursing Alumni Society Board, it is indeed an honor and a pleasure to stand before you to offer congratulations from the Alumni Society. The Alumni Board was created in 1913, and its longevity is a testament to the strength of our nursing graduates. It is in this spirit of lifelong learning, recognition of your current achievements, and a hope for many future contributions to the nursing profession that the School of Nursing Alumni Society is pleased to welcome you as our newest members, our newest alumni. The School of Nursing Alumni Society is pleased to present each of you with each of our pre-licensure graduates with a University of Minnesota School of Nursing pin, made possible by donations from the Nursing Annual Fund. The pinning ceremony is a nursing tradition that goes back more than 100 years, where new nurses are presented with the school's pins by the faculty. It represents a symbolic welcoming of new graduates into the nursing profession. The School of Nursing pin has been given to all initial licensure University of Minnesota nursing graduates since 1913. You can learn about the School of Nursing pin symbols in your commencement program. It's actually on page 32, I looked. And to our doctoral graduates, we present to you a University of Minnesota engraved business card holder to celebrate your professional achievements. May you use this card holder with pride. Moving forward, we invite you to stay engaged with the University of Minnesota community. Come back to campus when possible. We all live on 6th floor, so come and visit us there. Serve as a mentor, become a preceptor, and attend our all-school reunion that we hold each spring. Please stay connected with the School of Nursing via Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. You're all better at it than I am. And be sure to let us know where you are and what you're doing. We really mean come back and visit. It's a joy to watch your achievements and to watch you soar. So as our newest graduates, you represent both the future of nursing and the School of Nursing's legacy. Graduates of the class of 2022, you make us so very proud. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Laura. We thank you for your service to the school, community, and most particularly to our students. And thank you for welcoming our newest alums. We are honored that Regent Mary Davenport joins us for the conferral of degrees. Regent Davenport is a former higher education administrator. She practiced in this experience for 30 years. In this work, she held various local and statewide roles. Those roles included service as a faculty member, a dean, vice president, and president. Regent Davenport received her undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, and the University of Wisconsin, Stout. She earned her PhD at Colorado State University. Class of 2022, please welcome Regent Mary Davenport.
Dean Delaney, graduates, and distinguished guests, I'm really honored to be here, and it's so inspiring to witness this day as you emerge from the University of Minnesota prepared to provide excellent care and knowledgeable leadership in healthcare. Graduates, we are here to celebrate not only your academic accomplishments, but also your potential to make a positive difference in the professional world. On behalf of all the members of the University Board of Regents, I extend warm congratulations and best wishes for your success.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Regent Davenport, for being with us today. We thank you for your distinguished service as a healthcare provider, teacher, regent. I now ask our graduates to please rise. Regent Davenport, on behalf of the faculty of this School of Nursing, I present to you the candidates who have completed the degree requirements for the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Doctor of Nursing Practice, and Doctor of Philosophy, and our post-baccalaureate and postgraduate certificates.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority of the University of Minnesota Regents, I now confer upon you the degree for which you qualify.
Graduates, please be seated. So congratulations to the class of 22. You did it. And at this time, I invite our Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduates to come forward for the presentation of diplomas and pins. Senior Executive Associate Dean for Academic Programs, Professor Christine Mueller, will read the names of the graduates as Carol Flaughton, Clinical Associate Professor and Assistant Dean for Pre-Licensure Programs, and Clinical Associate Professor Elaine Dars, co-director of the BSN program, will present the graduates with their pins. They will be assisted by Laura Kirk, whom you just met, and Clinical Associate Professor Elaine Dars, co-director of the BSN program.
Najmo Abadahi. Deco Ali. Anna Arndt. Elena Attilis. Maren Beaver. Carolyn Bajarano. Carly Bentz. Nicholas Berg. Lauren Berlin. Caroline Blankfield. Morgan Blixrud. Logan Blado. Charles Bollig. Molly Brenny. Emily Brundage. Alexandra Burhop. Hannah Bursey. Eric Carlson. Rebecca Cartwright. Nicola Karras. Ashley Casey, Chelsea Chepkwani, Hannah Cohen, Taylor Cook, William Crain, Sam Kramer, Aria Daly, Connor DeBoer, Robert Devine, Austin Jardis, Holly Eastman, Precious Echelono, Julia Elling, Ella Ferguson, Hannah Finstead, Maggie Gallagher, Jacob Gamber, Catherine Gerke, Madison Hain, Ellie Hammis, Sydney Hansen, Madeline Hartman, Asiya Hassan, Shannon Hayes, Brooke Horseman, Claire Houle, Emily Irwin, Ellie Isaacson, Lauren Janza, Ashley Jensen, Sania Johnson, Emily Josephson, Claire Kelly, Sydney Kent, Aaron Killian, Madigan Connect, Annie Collitz, Elizabeth Konoya, Sydney Karan, Emma Kuznia, Jack Lang, Claire Lawfer, Joyce Lee, Maria Liefeld, Kiera Loomer, Taylor Loth, Dylan Lynch, Ania Matabushi, Ryan Marzinski, Mylan Martin, L. McShane. Hiba Minhas. Nemo Mohammed. Margaret Moreland. Fatma Moomin. Caitlin Nelson. Brandy Nelson. Kathy Norton Williams. Carly Norton Williams. Sarah O'Connell. Olivia O'Connor. Maggie O'Keefe. Emily Olson. Andrea Overmeyer Soto. Sydney Paulson. Anne Pham. Jessica Plung. Hannah Roberts. Anna Robinson. Zara Roble. Isabel Rockstead. Nicole Rosenberg. Ren Roshar. Emily Rude. Haley Chefneck. Emily Sherber. Noah Shetnan. Spencer Schmid. Michaelin Schrader. Matthias Schubert. Peyton Schwab. Rebecca Schwartz. Catherine Seraphin. Anne Siska. Ryan Smith. Abigail Sorensen. Lydia Sprenger. Aaron Stanek. Grace Stellick. Shay Stewart. Ellie Strelo. Tanae Soryavanshi. Abigail Swanson. Lily Tabatabi. Nicole Tansky. Emma Thor. Anna Trelbacok. Christina Treader. Brian Cheetah. Stacy Vang. Jake Van Pelt. Gina Verga. Jasmine Washington. Xavier Waserther. Natalie Webster. Julia Welp. Tori Welsh. Leonie Wieben. Sydney Wondrock. Grace Zerfus. Carly Zierden. Sophie Zawak. We now invite our Doctor of Nursing practice graduates to come forward and receive their diplomas. DNP graduates will have their doctoral hoods placed over their graduation gowns. Hooding will be performed by Dr. Judith Pakachik, clinical professor and assistant dean of the Doctor of Nursing practice program. For students completing the post-baccalaureate DNP program, hooding will be assisted by each graduate's DNP specialty coordinator. For students completing the postmaster's DNP program, hooding will be assisted by the graduate's project advisor. Every one of our DNP graduates identifies a healthcare practice challenge or policy issue and implements and evaluates a significant scholarly plan for systemic improvements in a healthcare organization. The title of each graduate's Doctor of Nursing practice project is listed in your program. Laura Kirk will present each doctoral graduate with a business card holder from the School of Nursing Alumni Society. Our first set of graduates are from the Adult Gerontological Clinical Nurse Specialist specialty, hooded by Dr. Nilafar Hadidi. Kate Amoko. Ellen Dyer. Emily Fay. Milgo Hassan. Andrea Johnson. Courtney Clare. Johanna Webb. Our next set of graduates are Adult Gerontological Primary Care Nurse Practitioner and be hooded by Dr. Sheila Smith. Leah DeSantis. Abigail Frith. Chelsea Gervais. Rebecca Gibson. Danae Gluhich. Caitlin Grossum. Nicole Johnson. Ashley Kumar. Laurel Mokanchu. Danielle Mervichka. Susanna Elizabeth Richter. Laura Tess. Anastasia Young. Our next set of graduates are from the Family Nurse Practitioner specialty and will be hooded by Dr. Mary Benbenek. Paola Alvarez. Megan Onderegg. Kristen Bill. Alex Feldheim. Ashley Grove. Mimi Henderson. Anjali Johnson. Chris Kissel. Megan Lanen. Rachel Lofton. Tao Win Win. Lot Nikitia. Nicole Odell. Sarah Osman. Jonathan Popko. Megan Romanowski. Allison Schmitz. Charisse Sinberg. Mackenzie Sanaza Khan. Our next group of graduates are from the Health Innovation and Leadership specialty, and they will be hooded by Dr. Teddy Potter. Veronica Callaghan. I also want to add that these graduates have completed the requirements for the Healthcare Design and Innovation Certificate Program. Amanda Christensen. Victoria Crowder-Banson. Stephanie Groth. Katie Huffling. April Lynn Lensmeyer. Tara Michelle Nichols. Kimmy Aokong. Claire Phillips. Gertrude Brown Thomas. Ryan Wilson. Our next set of graduates are from the Specialty of Integrative Health and Healing, and they'll be hooded by Dr. Mary Jo Kreitzer and Dr. Debbie Ringdahl. Margot Candlin. Lorianne Fredejos. Maggie Hoffman. Ann Minnick. Morgan Mott. Molly Eileen Nunez. Joni Shaw. Angelica Walton. Jennifer Westendorf. Andre Wilson Nixon. Ursula Vinkwevich. Our next set of graduates are in the nurse anesthesia specialty, and they'll be hooded by Dr. Joanne Donnelly. Vivian Anderson. Derek Burnt. Angela Burt. Kelsey Gerhart. Andy Kehoe. Chase Lembeck. Jesus Lopez. Melissa McNeely. Alex Ringhand. George Sines. Melissa Scherber. Kalista Sigalov. April Taylor. Kaylee Weber. Janessa Zarbano. Our next group of graduates are from the nurse midwifery specialty, and they'll be hooded by Dr. Melissa Safner. Rebecca Dunlap. Lara Hilliard. Brittany Jerez. Andrea Martin. Anna Revelinsky. Catherine Sadowski. Kadrusa Vizoli Hoover. Our next set of graduates are from the Nurse Informatics specialty, and they'll be hooded by Dr. Robin Austin. Natalie Benslin. Kira Briz Gornia. Deepace Paudel. Anthony Weiss, and Anthony has also completed the requirements for the Leadership in Health Information Technology certificate. Our next group of graduates are from the Pediatric Clinical Nurse Specialist specialty, hooded by Dr. Casey Hook. Courtney Knuffick. Sarah Whiplinger. Our next group of graduates are from the Pediatric Nurse Practitioner Primary Care Specialty, hooded by Dr. Lauren Peterson. Katie Adikari. Hannah Balder. Virginia Dillon. Katie Emanuelson. Rebecca Gassman. Christina Elang. Taylor Iwasco. Joanne Canoe. Katie Miller. Sarah Slater. Frederick Fritz Spiegel. Allie Taubenheim. Our next group of graduates is from the Psychiatric Mental Health Nurse Practitioner Specialty, and they'll be hooded by Dr. Barbara Peterson and Dr. Mary Koss. Stephanie Akers. Nicole Carlson. Twilight Florido Burgod. Danielle Getsky. Alexis Greaves. Allison Hockenberry. Brianna Hopp. Jordan Madden. And Jordan has also completed requirements for the Integrative Therapy and Healing Practices Certificate. Sarah Oker, who has also completed the requirements for Integrative Therapies and Healing Practices Certificate. Laura Peccary. Selena Schmidt. David Robileski. Hua Yang. Our next group of graduates are from the Women's Health Gender-Related Nurse Practitioner Specialty and will be hooded by Dr. Diana Drake. Erica Barnard. Anya Butzer. Molly Casey. Tara Dorr. Nasra Jama. Uba Hassan. Fadumo Hersey. Elizabeth Klahach. Jennifer Van Horn. Crystal Barton, who's from the Postmaster's DNP specialty, and hooded by those two. Finally, I invite the Doctor of Philosophy and Nursing graduates to please come forward. These PhD graduates will have their doctoral hoods placed over their gowns by their dissertation advisor and Dr. Donna Bliss, Director of Graduate Studies and Assistant Dean for the PhD program. The titles of their dissertations are listed in the program. Tambra Dahlheimer, hooded by Dr. Susan O'Connor Vaughn. Kathleen Miley will be hooded by Dr. Barbara McMorris and I think Dean Connie Delaney. Ty Sims, who will be hooded by Dr. Donna Bliss.
Please join me in congratulating all of our graduates one more time. As you've heard many times in this commencement ceremony. Oops.
Donna? Carolyn? Our last PhD graduate, we're so glad you're here, Jill Greendeer.
And as we were congratulating all of our graduates, know that again you'll hear we're celebrating your futures and the transformation you bring to nursing and healthcare. In closing, we ask those who are able to stand to join in singing Hail Minnesota. The words will appear on the screen. And at the conclusion of Hail Minnesota, please remain seated. The faculty and the graduates will exit the auditorium, and then you may follow. And again, congratulations to all.